Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've done a video, so I'm just going to jump into it with my most recent reads. I'm just getting over a cold, so apologies for how I sound. A lot of these are rereads or multiple rereads, and this is my second time reading Froggy World by Ali Erico, which was put out a year or two by Cram Books. It's diary comics. She is a young cartoonist living in New York City, kind of hipster, passionately in love with music and meeting strangers. And this is broken up into 4 chapters. It's diary comics from, I would say, a 4 year period, but the dates are chopped and changed around to have chapters of these themes. But yeah, nice, like, thick book. Really good stuff. The latest issue of Phase 7 by Alec Longstreth, issue 27. He is currently serializing a new storyline about his relationship with Star Wars in a nutshell, but there's a lot more to it than just that. And he puts out these issues a lot faster now because the first half will be what he's working on, and then the second half will be like a 24-hour comic. But yeah, he's a great guy, and you can subscribe to his comics, and he does deliver the goods. I've known him for 15 years or so. He's a really great guy. This is Die Homer by Tyler J. Hutchinson, and I have literally been after this comic for 10 years, and I finally got hold of a copy. Robin, who runs Paper Rocket Comics, she publishes comics. She hooked me up with this, and yeah, I really appreciate it because, like I said, I've been after it for a long time. It is Die Hard, and the cast is licensed characters. So getting hold of a copy was quite hard because the only way you could get hold of a copy was through a Kickstarter, and the the loophole was you weren't paying for the comic, you were paying for Tyler to buy a printer, and as a thank you, he would send you a copy of the comic. You can get on Gumroad like a 30-pager version of this. The whole real comic is 60 pages and it covers the whole film. Really funny. Really enjoyed it. Would love to see more films adapted into cartoons with licensed characters. Um, a lot of the dialogue's been changed, and yeah, super funny. He doesn't make comics anymore. This was another one Robin offered me, and I thought I should pick this up because I'm a big Brunetti fan, and I don't know what this is. So it's a poem by Juliet Torres with illustrations by Ivan Brunetti. And it's not super interesting, but I just thought I should get hold of this because I've never come across it before. So yeah, kind of cool. This is Seth's first graphic novel, an older edition of it. This collects issues 3 to 9 or 4 to 9 of Palookaville. And in this story, which, I do think it's a bit dated now, but I think maybe at the time graphic novels were new and exciting, and the land hadn't been kind of as vast yet to get what you could get. That's not to say it's a bad story, but it's pretty simple. It covers Seth as a cartoonist and him kind of being obsessed with comics and cartoonists, old cartoonists, being a loner, hanging out with Chester Brown, but really being quite isolated. And he becomes obsessed with this cartoonist called Callow, and he spends quite a large portion of his time trying to find out more and more about Callow, meeting their family, finding more strips, which he eventually does. But it does have a nice feel. I just don't think. I mean, I'm curious what he thinks of it, because this is getting up for 25, 30 years old. And then this is some of the cartoons of Callow. Two more self-published comics by Ali Errico. This one is about her relationship with her dog, Sardine. Yeah, I just really like how she draws. They're really good diary comics. They make you want to pick up your pen and draw. This one especially, because in the best possible way, it just feels like she's not overthought it. Every page is totally different. She's not trying to go with like a drawing style that flows. It changes completely, page to page. She gets a bike. She's cycling around New York City. And then she gets hit by a car. And yeah, just a really interesting short. It's a great page. Could this be one of the best graphic novels in the world? Yes. If you like comics, look up comics, spend all your time thinking about comics, you should have read this by now. But if not, you should pick it up, because it's really great. Follows a fictional character called Wimbledon Green, who is the world's greatest comic book collector in the world. He's very proud of his collection and all of his kind of rivals. There's a lot of mystique around Wimbledon Green and how he got his money, and auctions and underhand business deals, sabotage. It's a really good story. It's really, really good. I must have read this 5 or 6 times now, and this time I thought, wow, there really should be a sequel, because towards the end, Wimbledon Green vanishes, and I would really like to see where he turns up next. Yeah, just a fantastic book. Another great, concise graphic novel by John Porcellino, Perfect Example. Another one I think I read every single year. Okay, in this, John captures what it's like to be a teenager that just feels like they just don't belong so perfectly, and the soundtrack that is kind of captured throughout this period of time. Yeah, just I can't really imagine comics without this existing. I hope that makes sense. Just it's so vital. Yeah, John P does King Cat Comics. If you somehow don't know his name, yeah, absolutely one of the best. Incredible stuff. And then the last one to finish off on is Everything is Flammable by Gabrielle Bell, published by Uncivilized Books. And this is my second time reading this. So Gabrielle Bell's put out tons of stuff, absolutely tons of stuff, and this is in my top two. So she lives in New York City as well, and it's kind of interesting, all the characters in this, because I wouldn't say any are really likable. She relies on a lot of very patient friends to do jobs for her, help her out. And then one day she gets a call from her mum, and her mum's house has been burnt up in a fire. And so she's kind of navigating visiting her mum and sorting out things in New York. And it's a long book, and they're both kind of people who don't like to ask for help, but then if they just sit there, their problems just build up and up. Some pretty dark stories in there. Yeah, I got this water damaged as soon as I bought it. But yeah, it's quite a beautiful story. There's no big like ending at the end. But it's one I love a lot. It's about trying to take care of things even if you don't know how to necessarily take care of things. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching, and I am planning to really get back on with putting more videos out onto the channel. I also just put out a new album. So if you look up Mama Lips Life is Beautiful, you can also listen to that if you want to. Yeah, thanks.